Like I said in one of my videos, rent is the regular payment you make to somebody for the use of a particular property. Letting is the action of rent. Is the action of renting out a property. You know, letting is the same thing as rent. When you see to let, it means to rent. When you see for letting, it means for renting. So it's the same thing. All right, just that letting is mostly used by the property owners, the agents, the landlords, or the side of the properties. They are the ones that are used to let. You as a client cannot use I want to let. You know, it doesn't make sense. So you use I want to rent. You know, but they can also use to rent for renting. Still the same thing. Letting and renting are the same. Okay, so let's compare rent or let with lease. Lease is to contract a property to somebody for a specific time, and the payment is periodic. You know, it is a periodical payment in lease. Lease, the least I've seen is about 3 years. You know, you can lease a property for 3 years. Okay, so you pay for 1 to 3 years at a go. You pay for 3 years at a go. Then maybe after 3 years you renew again. After another 3 years you renew again. Okay, so but the maximum I've seen so far is 25 years. You can decide to pay for the 25 years, or the landlord can decide to collect the payment of 25 years at a go. That's the difference between lease and let. Letting, rent, the maximum time you pay for renting is after 1 year. So you renew after each year. All right. But when it comes to lease has longer years. And because you are paying for longer years, you are paying cheaper. All right. For example, in renting, let's say you are renting a property for 1 million naira yearly rent. But if you want to pay for that same property in lease, let's say the landlord now say that, okay, I want to lease out this place for the next 20 years. Instead of collecting 1 million naira from you yearly, they will reduce the price to like 600 yearly. Can you see how cheap it is? Can you see that lease is far 100% better than renting, because you are paying cheaper? The longer the years, the cheaper it is. All right, so that's one thing about lease. And in lease, because it is a contract, nobody can just come and bridge it. In renting, you can still bridge your contract. You can say, okay, I'm not living here again. Even when your rent has not completed, you can just tell the landlord that, sir, I can't stay here again. Rent this place out and give me my balance. And the landlord can come, say, okay, please don't renew your rent again. After this year, I want to use my property. Okay, so that's that. But in lease, nobody can just come. Maybe you paid for 25 years, and after 5 years, the landlord cannot come and say, okay, I want to use my property, or I want to increase rent, I want to increase, the payment. You know, he cannot say that, because there's a contract already that you both have signed that I'm using this place for the next 25 years. So the payment remains constant. The property owner is called the lessor, but the client is called the lessee. That's when it comes to lease. So sales, when you see for sale means that they want to sell it. It's the action of selling. They want to sell it out finally. Unlike lease, that is just for a specific time. After you finish your tenure, you return the property back to the owner. But for sales, is they sell it out. So that's another difference between lease and sales. And I've told you the difference between lease and rent. I hope you have learned something. Real estate is for the realest.